Hello and welcome to Myron's Extreme Machines, the electric bicycle center of Southern California. Today I'll be reviewing the Ezip Trailz women's step-through model from Currie Technologies. This particular model is a 26-inch wheel, 24-volt, 450-watt external motor with two different drive systems. It has pedal assist mode, which has a sensor down here and about 7 magnets in the crankset. And you have to continually pedal the bike for the bike to energize and run. In that mode, you'll triple the range over direct drive mode by pushing this red button. You switch between the two. In direct drive mode, our customer feedback is telling us they'll go about 5 to 6 miles. And in the pedal assist mode, customers are getting upwards of 15 miles per charge on the battery. This battery is a 24-volt, 20-amp-hour battery pack. This is a sealed lead-acid battery that slides easily in and out of the bike. You can also add a second battery pack to this bike to double your range. So again, to go over those numbers, you can double to about a 12-mile range with 2 battery packs in the twist and go mode or power on demand mode. And in the pedal assist mode, it will go approximately 30 miles. Now keep in mind, this bike, being an Ezip, has a steel frame, and everything on the bike is pretty much steel. Steel cranks, gooseneck. This is a heavy bike. With 2 battery packs, you're coming in at 100 pounds on this electric bike. That's probably one of the heavier electric bikes on the market. The bike weighs 55 pounds, and each battery pack is 15 pounds. So you're pushing right up to 100 pounds with 2 battery packs. Single battery pack, 70-pound bike. Top speed on this bike is between 15 and 18 miles an hour. It does have a 7-speed, which is controlled by a twist grip shifter here. And you also have a twist throttle on this side. Note that I'd like to make is in the pedal assist mode, you can actually be pedaling along, and this bike gives you at about speed of 12 miles an hour. As long as you're pedaling, this throttle will actuate and work in the pedal assist mode. Okay, next I want to go over some basic tips that will save you money in the long run to get the most out of your electric bike. Something that I learned at a seminar at the Interbike show last year was that if you take and you ride your bike and you totally drain the battery completely dead every time you ride it, you're probably going to be coming in for a new battery in about 6 months. If you only ride your bike 50% of its range on the battery and recharge it, your battery will probably last you up to 2 years. So it's critical, and most people don't know this. And I mean, I've been selling electric products for over 20 years, and I did not realize that myself. But it makes sense with lead-acid batteries. Now with lithium batteries, it's another situation, but on this bike, with these lead-acid batteries, it's best to not completely drain it before you recharge it. Number 2, if you drain the battery only 50%, 20%, 100%, and you don't recharge it right away and let this bike sit, let's say over the weekend or for any more than 24 hours, you are damaging this battery. It will not fully come back. It is going to shorten the life of the battery. And again, at a replacement cost of over $100 for a new battery pack, it adds up. And you want to get the most out of this battery pack that you can. That's about it for now on tips on battery maintenance. So to recap today, as far as maintenance goes on your bike, how do I get the most out of my bike and what do I do to maintain my bike? Number 1, always charge your battery when you're done riding it. Doesn't matter if you've ridden it for an hour or you've ridden it for 10 minutes. You bring it back in and you charge up your battery. Number 2, keep your tire pressure up. And check those tires about every 2 weeks. You'd be amazed at how quickly these tires lose pressure. Just doing those 2 things are going to maintain this bike so much better and cause you to have a better life cycle on the bike. And it's going to eliminate a lot of issues and problems that you might have with it down the road. 2 things. Charge your battery, keep your air pressure up. And number 3, one last thing, the rack that mounts on the back here, if any of these bolts start coming loose, and you need to retighten them down, anything that comes loose on the bike, I recommend going down to your local auto parts store and picking up a small package of what's called Loctite. Loctite those bolts back in, and once you've Loctited that bolt that's come loose that first time, it will not come loose a second time. That's it. The Ezip Trailz makes a great bike for seniors as well, or anybody that's had a hip replacement or knee surgery. It's easier to get on and off. I like to call these unisex frames. And the seat height is very low on this bike. I just set the seat all the way to its lowest position, and you can see that when I stand next to the bike, it's way down there. I would say girls that are under 5 foot tall, this would be a good option for one of the motorized electric bikes to go with because how low the seat height would be. Okay, so you've got your new Ezip electric bike in the mail, you've pulled it out of the box, you've got it assembled, and you're trying to figure out for your first test ride what to do. Stop right there. Number one, you need to charge up your battery for 8 to 12 hours before you even go for your test ride. Number two, pump up your tires to 65 psi. Now once you've accomplished those two things and you come out the next day to go for a test ride, you're going to want to know, how do I start the bike? On the very back of the bike back here is your on-off switch. And this is a three-way switch. Off is in the middle, and if you've got a battery pack on this side, you're going to switch the switch to this side. And once you do that, you'll see the lights come on up here for your battery indicator. I recommend you start out in the what they call TAG mode, which is twist and go mode. You twist the throttle and you go. Once you've gotten that down, come back, put it in the pedal assist mode or the PAS mode, and your throttle now doesn't work. What the heck's going on? Why doesn't my bike go? Get on the bike and always start out in first gear. If you start out in first gear, the pedal assist mode is going to come to life and energize much quicker. So once you got the bike going, you can shift it up to 7th gear. And in 7th gear, without giving it any throttle, you're just going to be barely putting any effort into it, and you're going to be going about 12 miles an hour. And again, you'll go about 15 miles with this one battery pack in that mode. Again, I'd like to thank you for coming into Myron's Extreme Machines and educating you guys a little bit about your purchases of these electric bikes. And we'll be going over some more features of other products in the future.